I finally found out how beautiful she actually is. It wasn't a surprise though, she radiated such perfection that I could sense it, even over the phone. Her name was Tara, and nobody knows what happened the night she got lost. I had a weekend to myself. All of my friends seemed to schedule various activities for that same few days, leaving me with no option but to relax at home, smoke, and play some video games, all while eating food that isn't good for me. I know, woe is me. It started well enough. I stayed up late Friday night, finishing up a game that I had put off completing for too long. In retrospect, that had probably been a huge help in keeping me awake for what was to come. Saturday was calm, at least in the morning. I did a few chores and found myself back on the couch around 4 PM where I stayed for a good remainder of the evening. At 9 PM my phone buzzed. I leaned over my coffee table to see the screen, noticing a phone number that I was very unfamiliar with. So, like any sane person, I let it go to voicemail. Eventually I saw the little icon for the message pop up, and I let it sit for a few minutes, but something was eating at me. I still can't describe what caused it or why, but I needed to know who called. Finally, I caved. I clicked the new message and let it play on speaker. Saturday, July 6th to 9:08 PM asterisk. Hi, I'm really sorry. I don't know you at all, but I really could use your help. I'm hiking and, sorry, I'm just very lost. Very lost. Your phone number is strangely the only outward connection that I could make, and, honestly, I just started typing numbers in and crossed my fingers after 911 failed. I'll try you again in a few minutes. Holy shit, I said to myself. I began thinking about the weight of the next several decisions I was about to make, and how someone's life may be on the line. I also thought about this being some prank by any of my friends who are away, and how they would all be laughing as I frantically tried to play hero for some damsel in distress. And then my phone rang again. I stared at her number as it came across the screen. Hello? I asked, as I answered, and quickly held the phone up to my ear. I could hear the phone scramble a little before there was a response. Yes. Can you hear me? I can. Yes, I said. Are you okay? Well, I'm lost. I *STATIC and now I can't see the path anymore. I could hear her attempting to keep her composure as she explained herself, but she was clearly panicking just beneath the surface. It's gonna be okay. You aren't alone anymore. Where are you? I'm hiking the Appalachian Trail. I'm not even sure *STATIC I got lost. One moment I was on the path, and, just as it got dark, I realized I wasn't anymore. I must have been deep in thought, and just kept trekking forward without thinking. I feel so stupid. Don't beat yourself up. I'm gonna help you figure this out. I hope that I sounded confident, because I was just as nervous as she was. I knew I needed the pertinent details first and foremost, because that's what a team would want if they were going to start searching for her. What's your name? I asked. I'm Tara Clean. What's yours? Oh, I said, surprised she asked. I'm Ryan Thayer. Welp, she laughed nervously. Nice to meet you, Ryan. And, in case something happens, and I lose you, thank you so much, really. Of course, but I think I should call the police as soon as possible so they can send someone to find you. Alright. Okay, but just wait for a little bit please, she said quickly with fear in her voice. Don't worry, I won't hang up on you, I promise, I reassured her. You're sweet. Thank you. I just haven't spoken to anyone in hours. That was kinda the point of doing this in the first place. But, once I realized I didn't know where I was, all of that technology cleanse shit went out the door. I half chuckled. I can understand that. I'd be scared too. Hell, I'm scared now just knowing someone out there needs my help and I've just been sitting in my apartment on my butt all day. She laughed, still somewhat nervous. I'm glad that, of all the random people I could have called, it was someone funny and at least somewhat relatable. Well, allow me to be your somewhat relatable hero, Tara. She laughed again. So, what do you see right now? Just a lot of grass and trees. I'm trying not to move right now, so I don't lose signal. How long have you been hiking for now? I think something like 12 hours. I was planning on settling in for the night, but then all of this happened. Luckily, I've managed to find my second wind. That's good, I said optimistically. From her end of the phone I heard some strange interference mixed with static and a faint ringing. Geez, what is all that? I asked her. What? Tara asked. Didn't you hear that noise? What's going on? I inquired, disturbed by her distracted sounding tone. Ryan, I don't want to alarm you, but since before we spoke I've been feeling. I just think I'm not alone out here. Oh, I said, taken aback. Maybe it's just nerves from being in the dark and alone, but I can't shake the feeling. It doesn't help you to dwell on that now, but I really think I should call the police. The sooner the better. I'll call you right back, I promise. She was quiet for a moment before responding. You're right. Go ahead please. Just try to call back quickly if you can. I'll be quick, Tara. In the meantime, try to come up with what you think I look like. When I call you back you can tell me what you came up with. Sounds like a plan, she said with an audible smile. Talk to you soon. I spoke with the police for about 15 minutes in total. I gave them everything I knew about her, including her phone number. While I was on the line with them, they said that none of their calls could connect to her number. I told them that I promised her I would call back as soon as possible, since she was scared, and I'm the only one who can make contact. After confirming all the details they said they would be in contact with me again soon. Before letting me go, I frantically navigated to my recent calls and tapped her number, scared that she might not answer. There were 2 full rings before I heard her panting voice say my name. Ryan, it's me. How are you doing? I asked, sounding relieved to hear her. I had to start moving, but I'm so glad that our phones can still make a connection. I think you need to find a decent landmark and try to stick close to that if you can, I implored her, feeling nervous about her moving around in the dark too much. Remember before when I said I don't think I'm alone? Well, I street *static* hearing footsteps in the dark, and as I've been walking those footsteps haven't stopped. I can hear them trailing behind me right now. Her voice was shaky both from nerves and exhaustion. My stomach was hurting as she described the horrifying situation. A search is going to start. I talked to the police and gave them everything you told me. So, for now, tell me what you came up with about what you look like. You mean? Yay, let's hear it. I picture dark hair, maybe black, brown eyes and a medium build, probably somewhat fit. Pretty clothes, actually. Really? She sounded surprised. Nah, I'm fat. Sorry, I joked. She laughed a true genuine laugh. It felt great to hear. Actually, I'm pretty average weight. Brown hair and green eyes, I said. Alright, well, how about me? She was still breathing heavy as she spoke, constantly reminding me of the horrible situation we found ourselves in. You are definitely in shape, considering how much hiking you've done just today. I'm guessing blonde hair, and maybe green eyes, like mine. You did better than I did. Though, I wouldn't call my hair blonde, it's more of a dirty blonde. And as far as my eyes go you're actually half right. What? How does that work? I have one green eye, and one blue eye. Heterochromia iridium, is what they call it. Damn, that's actually really cool. I told her. This might sound weird, but your name, it sounds very familiar. What? Really? I said, shocked. Was that you? *static*years ago. You're cutting out, I said, concerned. *static* 1 second. Her speech was interrupted again. Terror. I didn't hear what you said. She began whispering. *static*. S in front of me, somehow. It looks like a person. Ryan. I had to surmise what she was saying from the little context that I was able to extrapolate. Just try to breathe calmly, and don't move. Keep your eye on them if you can. I felt wholly unequipped to help her. An overwhelming sense of helplessness washed over me as I listened to the static-ridden phone call. From her end of the line came an otherworldly scream, mixed in with static and her heavy breathing as it rushed into the receiver. I have to run, she said, panicked. I could tell that, as she spoke, she had already started to sprint as much as her body would allow her to. I was at a loss for words. I could barely fathom what she was experiencing. And then the silence came. Terror. There was no dial tone, no static, not even white noise. I waited as long as I could. I was sweating out of fear as I dialed her number again and again, hoping to make a connection. but there was nothing. The police called me back and asked what updates I had. I explained the situation and the dispatcher sounded just as broken up as I did. So, I tried to rest. That's what the police told me to do anyway. For obvious reasons, I wasn't able to do so. I felt that I had failed her, and that thought broke my heart. On Sunday I got another call from the police. An officer explained to me that they must have had some sort of glitch with their system because, as of earlier that morning, they had found the terror I mentioned who owned the phone with the corresponding phone number. You're serious? Was she okay? Sir, there must have been some sort of confusion. The officer began. The terror clean that we made contact with is 16 years old and currently in her math class at Lakeside High. The words must not have hit my brain correctly because I sat quietly as the officer waited for my response. Sir? I mean, that just can't be right. I dialed her number and spoke with her last night. She wasn't 16, and she definitely wasn't at home or in school, or I still couldn't put together any theory or reasoning. We are continuing our search for now, but somehow it seems both the phone number you had and the details about the woman must have been incorrect. The officer sounded sympathetic to my frustration, but he didn't believe me either. Officer, did you see what the girl looked like? Did she have two different colored eyes? I asked desperately. No, I didn't see. We will be in contact with you further if anything is needed. I had an itch again. I couldn't give up on her, not yet. I couldn't stalk a high schooler, but if I sent her one email, maybe I could answer some questions. I did a little bit of digging after the officer mentioned the girl's school and found out that every student is given a first.last name at lakeside.edu style email. I couldn't guarantee she would check my message, but I had to try. Subject, a strange request. I don't know you at all, but I really could use your help. My name is Ryan, and I'm looking for a friend of mine. She has a similar name to yours, but also has heterochromia iridium, a genetic trait that causes her eyes to be different colors. If you know someone like that, I'd really appreciate your help. I hesitantly hit send. I waited with anticipation for several days, hoping for anything. Even a snotty teenager remark would have sufficed. On Wednesday of that following week I got a message in my inbox. When I saw her name I quickly opened it and read its contents. I have that same eye thing. Unfortunately I don't know anyone other than me with it. Wish I could be of more help, stranger. Good luck. I was frozen in my seat. All I could do was try to express myself through a second email. Hi Tara, I appreciate your help anyway. I'm afraid my friend has gone missing while hiking and have been contacting various people in the area ever since. If you can do me a favor, never go hiking alone. Please. It's for your best interest. Ryan. I never got a reply. My heart felt cold after everything that happened between Tara and I, and the lack of answers for the strange events made it even more frustrating to hold in. That was 6 years ago. 2 weeks ago, on Tuesday, July 9th, there was a knock at my door. I'm 28 now, and usually a knock means a solicitor of some sort trying to hawk religion or sell me some locally made product. To my surprise, when I opened the door to peek out at whatever stranger might be on the other side, I was met with a teary-eyed, blonde-haired girl. Ryan? I looked her over before replying. Terror. Tears were falling down her face as she walked through my door and braced me in a tight hug. Wah. I began. I ran as fast as I could. Her voice was shaking, but so familiar that it felt like I had just hung up with her. Something was out there, in those woods, but something connected us, as well. I stumbled upon another campus site while I was running. I woke them up, and they lead me out. How is this happening? After all this time? I asked, rightfully confused and entirely bewildered. She didn't have an answer. Instead she confirmed a suspicion. It was you. That email from high school, 6 years ago, wasn't it? I shook my head. It was so strange. It stuck with me. I guess I should have taken your advice. But, if I had, we may never have met at all. We've spent every minute together since. We are both in agreement that being away from each other, even if for just a short while, feels uncomfortable. So, we've resolved not to. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe it's not. Either way, we've committed to living together, even though we only just got together. I told her that, in my head, we've already been dating for 6 years. If anything, we are running behind.